Good morning, River Landing. Here I am at another fun river landing location. I'm on the deck outside the main living room, getting ready for a mat yoga class. I hope you'll join me. Just a reminder, mat yoga is one where we get on the floor and we don't really use a chair. So if you are uncertain if you can get back up off the floor, please don't do this class. Pick a chair yoga class to do instead, because we'll be getting up and down on the floor and doing some things that are a little harder than what we normally would do. Good, so there's lots of noises here today, and it's just part of where we are. We've got birds and lawnmowers and all kinds of things. So if you can't hear me real well, just watch, and I'll try to cue you really well, and so that we can do it and have a nice time enjoying this beautiful location. So let's start standing up nice and tall. Good, and we're just gonna bring our shoulders back, standing with our feet right below our hips, bringing your hands right to what is called a mudra. So we take all of our dreams and our hopes and our worries and our fears and we put them right in that mudra. Good, let's just quietly close our eyes for a moment. Shoulders are back, we're standing tall, and we're thinking about that mudra. We're thinking about putting in all the things that make us happy and all the things that make us worry and put them right in there. Good, breathing some nice big deep breaths. Breathe right through the belly. Good. Keep thinking about things that you'll put in that little bowl there. Now let's open up our eyes, and we're going to take all those things and we're going to lift them up and we're going to let them go. Good. So all those things we don't need to worry about anymore, and all those things that we're happy about, we're going to shower ourselves with those things. The big roll of the arms, and shower yourself with all those beautiful things. One more time, big showering of those wonderful things that make us happy. So now right here, take a shoulder roll. A big shoulder roll here. Good. That feels so good. Let's take those hands, we're going to bring them right back here to the back of your hands, or to the back of your sacral bone, right here to the back. We're going to open up those elbows, sit up nice and tall. Good. Bring one ear over to the side. Good. Take a breath here, big breath. Let it go. Good, let's bring that ear up and go to that other side right here. And then let's take a breath. Good, all right, now let's take those hands and we're going to take a little wider step, a little softness in our knees, and we're going to push one hand down, we're going to bring the other arm over, we're going to get a little deeper stretch into the neck. Now I'm going to keep my knees soft, don't lock those knees out. So we're going to push away, working through that shoulder, a little circle right here. A little circle in that shoulder. Good, and then reverse that circle. All right, now let's open and close those hands. Good, now I'm not pushing or pulling here at all. I'm just letting that hand just lay there. Good, now let's bring it up, so let it go. Let's do the other side. So we come on over to this side, we push away, add a little circle right here. Breathing, nice big deep breaths. And circle the other way. Remember, I'm not tugging or pushing here, I'm just letting that hand lay there. Good, soft knees, let's open and close right here, open and close. Good, and then let's bring that hand right back down, bring that hand off. Let's roll those shoulders, big roll. Big roll, add a little shrug and a roll. Up, back, shrug, roll. There you go. Good. All right. Now, let's bring those feet back in. Let's march them out just a little bit. That's a lot of standing in one place for a long time. Good. bring your feet out wide again, and we're going to work a little bit on the warrior series. So we're going to turn one foot here, so we bring it to a warrior two. So extend it out right here, warrior two. Good. So we're pushing through the thighs, opening up from the chest. Shoulders are down. Take a look. Your arms should be parallel with each other. Good. Nice warriors here. We're proud warriors. We could look over that one hand here. Good. Stretch it out. Hold it. We're building strength. Good. Then let's inhale. And we're going to reverse our warrior right here, stretching it back. Good. Stretching back right here. Good. Feel that nice stretch through the hip. Nice stretch through the hip here. Extend through the chest. Look up maybe a little. Good. And bring it back to that warrior two. Good. Now I know you're going to have to turn your head a little bit, but let's pivot for that warrior one. And I'm going to step my foot in just that little bit. And warrior one right here. Let's stretch it out. Holding, pushing through that heel in the back. Reach it up, stretch it up. Good. Remember what we did earlier? We put our hands right here on the back of our hips. We could also clasp them here. You decide what works better for you. And we're going to hinge it forward for a bowing warrior here. Still pushing that back leg back. Extending the head and chest over that front leg. Maybe we're reaching those arms back. And we're breathing. Good. Now let's inhale. Sweep those arms forward. Reach it up, warrior one. Good. We're going to take this and we're going to actually turn ever so slightly so I can see you better. So we're going to take this and we're going to move it. We're going to flow it. So we're going to exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift. Good. Reach it up nice and tall. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale. Maybe each time we come down just a little bit further, really stretching through the spine. Good. Right here. And hold it again. Hold it right here. Nice stretch. We're pushing that back foot. Good. Push that back foot in. Feel that nice stretch. Isn't that, those birds are so beautiful. All right, let's pivot it back to that warrior two. This time with a cactus arm. Cactus arms right here. Good. All right, let's bring those arms forward. Trying to touch the hand and the elbow together and then open. Good. Exhale, come forward. And inhale and open. Exhale, come forward. And inhale and open. Good. Right into that warrior two. Let's reverse a triangle here. So let's start with a triangle pose. We're going to stretch that leg. And we're going to inhale, lift, reaching up towards the sky. I'm going to try to pull some of those clouds away maybe. And then reach it over the head. Big stretch. Notice I'm not pushing on my knee. I'm pushing here on my thigh. Some of us might be able to even come down a little further or to a block. You choose what works for you. Good. Inhale. Let's lift it up. Here's that reverse triangle I mentioned. Big stretch. Push through that front leg. Stretch it up. Stretch it out. Good. And then let's come all the way back to that warrior two position. And then take all toes forward. So all toes face the screen. Good. Now, let's bend our knees right here. We're going to hinge at the hip right here, stretching that lower back. Bend your knees. Good. Feel that stretch. We could be anchored here or anchored at the hip. Good. Breathing nice big deep breaths. Stretching that tailbone back. Push it back there. Maybe wag a little bit so you know that it's really stuck back there. Good. Now let's inhale and curl. Bring our heads forward. And then bend those knees again and let's come all the way up. And bring those feet in and march it out. Take a breath here. Good. All right. Let's do that other side. So remember how we started? We started out with that wide stance and then we pivot. So we're in that warrior two. And I'm going to go on an angle so that you can see me just a little bit better. Whoops. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Here's that warrior two right here. Good. Opening through the thighs, opening through the chest, relaxing the shoulders. Good. Holding right here, feeling that nice stretch. Let's come forward, reaching it up and then over. Big stretch. I'm pushing that back leg back, really feeling the stretch through the side. Good. Inhale. Let's lift it up. Let's rock it back. Good. Keeping that front leg bent here. It's a reverse warrior. It's not a reverse triangle. Good. Let's inhale and come all the way up. Now we're going to pivot that foot and we come into that warrior one position right here. The front leg is bent. Good. Reach it up. Feel that nice stretch in that warrior one. Good. Those hands come back either to the back of the hips or maybe we clasp them back here. We bow it forward. Good. And then remember we made this a flow, so we inhale, lift, and then we exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lift. Let's exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, lift. There's more of those noises. Exhale, bring it back. One more time. Inhale, lift right here. And then let's pivot. Good. Bringing us to that warrior two position again. Good. Let's straighten the front leg. Straighten that front leg. We're going to go to that triangle pose. Reach it up and over, not pushing on the knee. Good. Stretching it over, breathing. Good. Let's inhale, lift here, and bring it over to the back. Beautiful reverse triangles there. All right, and then let's come back. Let's bring those feet forward. Good. Same thing that we did earlier. We're going to hinge those hips back. So push them back. We're stretching. Good. This is almost a modified chair pose, if you will. If you wanted to, you could reach those arms out. That takes a lot of leg strength. So anchor here if you'd rather. For those of you that are comfortable, we're going to bring it forward and let that head hang just that little bit. Good. Now inhale, let's lift it up and come all the way up. Bring those feet in, take a breath. Good. I'm going to turn to the side, but you stay facing front. And we're going to just work a little bit on chair pose. So in chair pose, our feet are parallel with each other. We're going to hinge at the hips, sticking the bottom back, and we just come right here with a prayer hand. There's lots of things we can do here. We can shoot the arms out and hold those arms out. We're building strength in those thighs. Good. And we could come all the way up. And inhale, and then exhale and come back to chair. Good. So you decide how your chair wants to look today. Good. Let's inhale and come up. Let's do that one more time. Here we go. Exhale, come down for that chair. Hands can be here at prayer pose too. Good. So you choose. Holding, building that strength. Good. And then let's bring it all the way up and march those legs up. Give them a kick. Give those legs a kick. Good. All right. You ready to go again? So let's inhale here. Good. Exhale, coming down to chair. This time, hands come here to prayer. We'll be by in a minute. Hands are at prayer. Just watch me. And we're going to open. And bring it back to the center. Let's open to the back. And bring it back to the center. Can we do that one more time? Open. And bring it back. And open. Oh, and those legs are talking to you, aren't they? Let's lift those hips, come down for a forward fold right here. Now you might need a block or a pillow, something that you could put on the floor, right? Or maybe you could bring those hands right to the floor. Good. Now shift your heels back, inhale and lift and come all the way up. Good. All right, very good. All right, let's work a little bit more on that forward fold. Imagine here is my block or my pillow. So if I needed to, I could use this as a prop. So I'm going to put it right here. So we're going to stand with our feet hip distance apart. You could also forward fold to your chair. So if you'd rather forward fold to your chair, you could do that. So we're going to inhale, lift. Good. Big swan dive. Stick that chest out. Stick the bottom back. Here, stick that bottom back. You see how it comes down? And I'm going to reach for my prop, my block, my strap, my chair, something like that. Good. Lift your hips. So lift from the hip. I'm going to turn so you can see me better. So we lift that hip right here, stretching through that spine. For those of you that are all the way down, maybe you lift your toes to get a better stretch. Good. Let's bring those feet all the way down. Toes down. Let's shift back. Inhale, lift. Stretch it up. Big stretch. Let's reach it. Reach it right here. Good. That little reach. All right, one more time. Let's swan dive it down. Maybe we're swan diving down to our prop right here. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need it, right? But I want you on something. Maybe on your thighs, maybe the chair. Any one of those things is fine. Good. Stretching up those hips. So take those hips, lift them towards the ceiling, and feel that stretch there. Good. Now let's bring it back just a little bit. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Very good. All right, those are great hamstring stretches, aren't they? All right, so let's go ahead and work on balance before we get to the floor. So let's stand up nice and tall, and we're just going to pick up one foot. Now, if you have a chair, you might want to bring your chair close by so that you can use that chair for this right here. Because for some of us, we're good about getting up and down the floor, but we're still a little wobbly, right? So don't worry, I'm just going to hold it right here and breathing. Good. Ooh. Uh-oh. So how do you correct? To correct yourself, you squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your foot to the floor, and that's going to help you. Good. Let's bring it down, march it out. You ready to go to the other side? Good. Now you have your chair if you need it, right? You know how to squeeze those thighs together. Inhale, lift. Holding right here. Squeeze those feet into the mat. Good. Hold it right here. Good. Breathing nice big deep breaths. Good. Squeeze those thighs. If you feel that little wobble, that's okay. It's when we fall that we have bad balance. Good balance helps us by wobbling sometimes and catching. So that's all good stuff. All right, let's put it down and march it out. Good. All right, so I'm having a cramp in my foot, so let's just rock just a little bit, see if I can work that out. There it goes. All right, and then let's just march it just a little bit. So we're going to work a little bit more on that balance right here. So this time I want you to take your foot and we're going to bring it to the back, and we're going to reach the opposite arm up. Now if you have a chair, you can hold it. If you can, I want you to roll your ankle to the back. So you can't see it, but I want you to roll that ankle, right? Even though you can't see it, because it's behind you. Uh-oh. And roll the other way. Good, bring it down. Let's do that other side. So we lift that foot up. Good, reach that arm out. That's our counterbalance, really. And then we're doing our ankle circle right here. Circle that ankle. And then circle the other way. Good. Good. So here we were marching it out. Good. Kick it out just that little bit. All right, you ready to come to the floor? Let's take a deep breath here. Exhale. Now swan dive. Hold on just a moment. If you need your chair, remember, it's okay to do this class, right, if we can get up and down, but sometimes we might need the chair. So for those of you that need to get down, just go ahead and get down if you don't need the chair. But let me demonstrate the chair. So we inhale, lift. Exhale. Stick that bottom back. We grab that chair, bringing one foot down. And then the other. Good. And then we come into that tabletop position. And I have my props right here should I need them. So let's start with a cat and cow. You know, I like to do that right in the beginning, and I'm gonna just turn my mat just ever so slightly so that I can see you just a little bit better. Here we go. Good. So let's inhale and curl, and exhale and sway that back. Good. Inhale, curl, and exhale and sway that back. Good. Lift that head and chest. One more time. Inhale, curl. And exhale and sway that back. Feel that nice stretch in that spine. Let's hold it here. Lift that head. And then bring everything to neutral. Let's take one shoulder, try to touch your hip. Feel the stretch on the opposite side. Now look towards the floor, towards your thighs. Good. Bring the head back up. Let's do the other side. So shoulder to hip. Tuck your chin. And then bring everything back to neutral. So if we had a towel or a pillow, we could put it right here between our knee and our calf and our thigh, pushing back into a child pose right here. And if you don't need it, you don't have to do that. Some of us can come all the way down. Stretching through that spine, reaching forward. Feeling that nice stretch. Let's come all the way up. Let's do a little shoulder stretch here. So we're going to take one arm out, it's on a diagonal. We're going to bring it down and under, palm is up. And we're going to come down on that shoulder. Now here again, if we have that prop, we can bring that prop and lay on it. Good. So I'm reaching and stretching. Good. And then let's come up. Let's do that other side. So we reach it out. Palm comes up. If we need to, we take that prop and we put it underneath our head. Reaching here, feeling that stretch through the spine. Nice big deep breaths. Good. And then let's come all the way back up. Bringing those hands right back underneath. So we talk a lot about doing that down dog, so let's do that today. So we're going to curl our toes, and we're going to push ourselves up, pushing ourselves back into that down dog. We won't do many of these or for very long. So I want you to push through your hands, reach your hips up towards the sky. Good. Tuck your shoulders just that little bit, and push your heels towards the floor. Then we're just going to hold it right here for just a moment. Building strength in those arms. Good, let's rock those knees. If this is too much, you could stay on the floor or stay on your forearms. Good, and then push those heels back one more time. Feeling that nice big stretch through those legs. And then let's bring it all the way down. Let's push back for that child's pose one more time. Good, feeling that nice stretch through those hips. You can bring your head all the way to the floor. Good, let's lift it up and have a seat on your backside. So if you find that when you're sitting, you feel like you're tipping backward, take your towel and have a seat right on that towel. And what that does is that's going to tip your hips forward. Now I don't have that problem, and actually it's uncomfortable for me to have that towel there, so I'm going to remove it. Good. So bring your legs out straight, nice and straight. And I want you to take your hands, and we're going to put your fingers towards your bottom. Good. And we're going to push up nice and tall. So nice and tall right here. Good. And I don't want you to lift yourself off the floor. I just want you to extend through the spine. Feel that nice stretch here. Keep your chin and your ears are over your shoulders, so keep your chin down, ears over your shoulders. We're going to hold it here, stretching through the spine. It should feel like you're elongating through that spine. Good. All right, now try to maintain that length. Let's reach for those toes. Don't curl, not yet. Now, once you get to a point where you can't go further anymore, go ahead and curl your nose towards your knees. Breathing that nice big deep breath here. Good. All right, and then let's walk it back. So let's take those feet. We're going to put our feet together here. Good, so the sides of your feet go together, and I want you to scoot yourself back rather than forward. So it's not a butterfly pose, really. It's just a stretch of the inner thigh. So we're going to take any skin that's left over, pull it back. Good, and we're sitting up nice and tall. Remember, if you feel like you're tipping back, sit on your blanket. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. If you can, we're going to take our hands under your legs. Oh, can you do it? And bring them over to the top of the feet. If you can't do that, here's an option. Right here, we TP the feet with our fingers. So you choose either under and on the top of the feet or over on the top of the feet. Now I'm pushing my chest forward, stretching through my chest, breathing that nice big deep breath. Good, we're gonna hold it right here. Feel that stretch. I want you to think about pushing those knees away, stretching the chest forward, breathing. Good, one more breath here. Good, now let's walk it back. Now let's go ahead and put your hands right next to you and push yourself forward this time. Or you could pull those feet a little bit closer. Now we are in true butterfly pose. Pull that skin out. Here we go. So now you're forward. You should feel like you're forward. If you're not, sit on your towel over your blanket. Good. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. Hold your shoulders back. And imagine I gave you a cotton ball and we're going to put it between your heels. Good. And I want you to push that cotton ball really tightly with your heels. Good. So when you do that, you should feel those thighs open up. And we're also pushing a little bit with the ball of the foot, but mostly through the heel. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Breathing that nice big deep breath. Now, while you're here, I want you to turn your head to one side. And bring it back to the center. Turn your head the other way. And bring it back to the center. Tuck your chin down. And bring that head back up. Good. Now rock one ear over to the side. Really, all we're doing is trying to keep those thighs nice and open. Bring it here. Look, can you tuck your chin just a little bit? Feel that stretch in the back of the neck. And bring that ear over and up. Let's do the other side. And tuck your chin right here. And bring that ear all the way back over. Good. All right. Now let's release those legs just that little bit. Good. Bring them right here. Let's give them a shake and a wiggle. All right. Good. Now let's get ready to come down to the floor. Good. So we're going to go ahead and come down to the floor, putting one arm to the floor and then the other. And if you need your towel for any reason, you have it. So let's bring ourselves all the way down here. I'm going to move that towel. And let's just hug those legs in right here. Hug them in. Good. Hug those legs in. I'm going to move the towel further away. There you go. Good. Hug those legs in nice and tight. Good. Bring your head right to the front. Let's lift the head and chest right here and curl around. Good. Now release it down. Let's take one leg out and we're going to hold the other leg. Now, if you're like me, maybe you have a tool or a chair or something in the way, so move it away. Good. Holding that leg in. Hold it in. Feel that nice stretch here. So I want you to think about that long leg, make it active, push it down towards the floor, and we're pulling this leg up and slightly down. Feeling that nice stretch there. If you wanted to, we could point and flex a little bit. Good. Now, I want you to hold that leg with the inside hand, and if you can, reach and grab those toes and pull them back, and we're stretching the fascia of the foot right here. So we're stretching the inner fascia of the foot. I want you to push your toes right into your hand. Try to get as many toes as you can. For some of us, we won't be able to get any toes because we're not this flexible, right? That's okay. You do what you can. Don't let this leg be lazy. Keep pushing it down. Stretch it out. Good. Now let's inhale that foot back up. Let's take the other foot over the top. And we're just going to pause here. And we're going to cross over, figure 4 stretch. And we're going to push that knee away just that little bit. Push that knee away. Good. Now let's slide our hands through, thread the needle, pick that leg up right here. We're going to still take that elbow and push it away. Good. Push that knee away. Feel that nice stretch there. Breathing nice big deep breaths. Good. Ah. That feels good, doesn't it? One more breath. Good. Now bring your arms out in a T position. Take those legs right over your hips, and we're going to take those legs and we're going to roll them over to the side. So roll them over. Good. Oh, good. Put the foot right on the floor. Push that leg back a little bit, and if you can, turn your body the opposite direction. One more breath here. Good. Now let's lift it up. Let's do that other side. So we're going to bring that other leg up. We're going to extend if that feels good. If it doesn't feel good, remember you always have that option of leaving that foot on the floor. Good. Extending it out, hugging that leg in. Good. This is a beautiful location, but it is a little noisy, so I hope you can hear me okay. We're going to take that inside arm, we're going to grab those toes. Good, grab those toes. You could do the opposite too. You could do the outside arm if you can reach better that way. But we're pulling those toes back, stretching that inner fascia if we can reach them. If you can't reach them, it's no big deal. Good. What's that other leg doing? Make it active. Push it down. Stretch it out. Now let's put that foot on the floor. Let's take that leg and cross it over. We're going to push away just that little bit. Maybe that's all we need for today. Maybe that stretches enough. Good. Feeling that stretch there. Good. For those of us that want that deeper stretch, we're going to thread the needle, bringing those arms all the way through, taking our elbow, pushing away. Flex your feet. Feel that stretch through the hip. Good, and breathe. We're going to hold this just a little bit. Relax your hips. Soften through the hips, soften through the belly. Feel that nice stretch. Breathe. Good. Good. Maybe for final relaxation, those floors will be gone. That'll be good. Just hear the birds. Now let's release it back over those hips, arms in that T position. We're going to take these legs and let them fall to the side. And if you can, we're going to turn our head in the opposite direction. So we're looking away from the legs. Feeling that stretch right here in that hip. Breathing that nice big deep breath. One more breath here. Feels so nice to be outside. Let's lift those legs up. Let's bring them back in. Give them a hug underneath this time. So underneath, pull those legs underneath. Push that tailbone away. And then let's bring those legs together. Let's just rock just a little bit side to side. Don't fall all the way. So just a little rock. Feel that stretch into the hip, getting a little deeper into that hip. And last one. Let's put those feet on the floor. Extend those legs out. Big stretch right here. Stretch them up. Big stretch. Reach, reach, reach. Good. And then let's pause and bring our arms out into a T position. We're just going to lay here just a moment. And I want you to think about your belly button. And we're just going to rock that belly button down and up just a little bit. So it's a small pelvic tilt. We're just working a little bit on that midsection. Good. Rocking it back and forth. Feeling that nice stretch through the spine. So all I'm doing is tipping that belly button back, squeezing it towards the floor, and lifting. Just a squeeze to the back and a lift. Squeeze to the back and lift. Oh, good. All right, one more time. All right, one more big stretch here. Big stretch overhead. Point those toes. Imagine you're on that medieval rack and I'm stretching you out nice and long. Good. And bring those arms back over and let's get ready for Shavasana, however that's going to look for you. Maybe it's putting those feet on the floor. I like to do that because sometimes that helps my back. And I bring my knees together, let my knees together so no muscle is in place. Putting those arms next to your sides so that everything is nice and relaxed. Good. Relax through the hips. Relax through those shoulders. Good. And take this last couple minutes just to enjoy the sounds around you. Maybe you can hear the music playing. Maybe you're listening to the lawnmower. Maybe you're listening to the birds sing. Or maybe there's something in your house that's making noise. That's okay. Incorporate all of it and just let's relax just for a moment and breathe some nice big deep breaths. Let's bring our focus into this time and place, keeping that relaxed feeling, feeling soft and feeling happy and feeling calm. If your legs are extended, let's pull one foot to the floor and then the other. And let's roll over to your least encumbered side, pushing yourself up into a seated position that you feel comfortable with. Good. Let's take a big deep breath. Inhale. Bringing those hands up to prayer. Thank you so much for joining me outside in the patio, outside the living room at River Landing. This has been so fun and it's such a beautiful place. And all the sounds and everything really make it so peaceful. I hope you have a wonderful day no matter what you decide to do, and thank you for joining me. Namaste.